Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams, and with me is Anuja Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to deliver virtual keynote address at United Nations Economic and Social Council session this evening. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh visits forward posts in Ladakh, praises the troops, says they not only protect the border but also the pride of 130 crore Indians. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 63.33%. In Odisha, complete lockdown in 4 districts comes into effect from tonight to 31st July in view of rising COVID-19 cases. And in Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists killed by security forces in Kulgam district. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver a keynote address virtually at this year's high-level segment of the United Nations Economic and Social Council session at 8:30 this evening at the United Nations in New York. The Prime Minister will be speaking at the valedictory session along with the Prime Minister of Norway, Ms. Erna Solberg, and UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres. The annual high-level segment convenes a diverse group of high-level representatives from the government, the private sector, civil society and academia. The theme for this year's high-level segment is multilateralism after COVID-19. What kind of UN do we need at the 75th anniversary? Our correspondent reports this session will focus on critical forces shaping the course of multilateralism and explore ways to bolster the global agenda through strong leadership, effective international institutions, a broadening of participation and enhanced significance of global public goods. This will be the first opportunity for Mr. Modi to address the broader UN membership since India's overwhelming election as a non-permanent member of the Security Council on the 17th of June for the term 2021-22. More from our correspondent.
Set against the changing international environment and the COVID-19 pandemic, the session will focus on critical forces shaping the course of multilateralism. It will explore ways to bolster the global agenda through strong leadership, effective international institutions, a broadening of participation, and enhanced significance of global public goods. This will be first opportunity for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the broader UN membership since India's overwhelming election as a non-permanent member of the Security Council on 17th June for the term 2021-22. Mr. Modi had earlier delivered the keynote address virtually at the 70th anniversary of UN Economic and Social Council in January 2016. With Anand Kumar, Suparna Sekia, AIR News, Delhi.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has left for Srinagar after visiting forward posts in eastern Ladakh region this afternoon. This is the Defence Minister's first visit after the standoff between India and China in the region. At Lukhung on the banks of Pangong Tso, Rajnath Singh addressed the troops. He praised them for not only defending the country's borders but also the pride of 130 crore Indians.
आप जैसे सेना के जवानों को जिन माँ बाप ने पैदा किया है, सचमुच में शीश झुकाकर उन माँ बाप का भी हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूँ। हाल में जो कुछ भी हुआ है भारत और चीन के सेना के जवानों के बीच, मैं कह सकता हूँ कि आप लोगों ने केवल भारत की सीमा की सुरक्षा नहीं की है बल्कि 130 करोड़ भारतवासियों के सम्मान की सुरक्षा की है। इसके लिए भी मैं अपनी तरफ से आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूँ। कैसी स्वाभिमान की भावना आप सबके अंदर है। क्या आप सब कुछ बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं लेकिन अपने स्वाभिमान पर किसी भी सूरत में चोट नहीं बर्दाश्त कर सकते।
The Defence Minister said India has given the message of peace to the world. He said, we believe the world is one family, but if our pride is attacked, we will not tolerate it.
भारत दुनिया का इकलौता देश है जिसने कि दुनिया के किसी देश पर न तो कभी आक्रमण किया है और न दुनिया के किसी देश की 1 इंच जमीन पर कभी कब्जा किया है। वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का संदेश सारे विश्व को किसी एक देश ने दिया है तो हमारे और आपके देश भारत ने दिया। हम अशांति नहीं चाहते, हमारा चरित्र रहा है कि हमने दुनिया के किसी भी देश के स्वाभिमान पर चोट पहुंचाने की कभी कोशिश नहीं की। लेकिन यह भी मैं कह देना चाहता हूं दो टूक शब्दों में, यदि कोई दुनिया की ताकत हमारे स्वाभिमान पर चोट पहुंचाने की कोशिश करेगी तो उसे किसी भी सूरत में हम बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे, उसका हम मुंहतोड़ जवाब देने के लिए भी तैयार रहेंगे।
Here is more from our correspondent.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has completed whirlwind visit to Leh and forward posts in eastern Ladakh region. When the Finger 4 of Pangong So and Depsang plains were in focus in talks between the commanders, Defence Minister visit is seen as a key development. Corps commanders level talks focused on disengagement of PLA from Pangong So and Depsang plains. Defence Minister visiting the ground zero to see the situation and review this disengagement process at the friction point sends a message of the intent. At Lukang post, the Defence Minister addressed the troops and interacted with the forces. Before Lukang visit, the Defence Minister has witnessed the demonstration of coordination between Indian Army and Air Force at Tikse Rambirpur in Leh. Minister, along with the Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, Chief of Army Staff General M.M. Narwane and Northern Command Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi, along with the senior Army officials of Fire and Fury, are present at the demonstration. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
In Rajasthan, Congress rebel Sachin Pilot's petition seeking dismissal of the disqualification notices served to him and the 18 MLAs will be heard today by a 2-member division bench of the Rajasthan High Court. Yesterday, the Rajasthan High Court has accepted the petition challenging the notices issued to 19 rebel MLAs of the Congress by the Secretary of Rajasthan Assembly. The petition was filed by 19 rebel MLAs of Congress, which was heard twice in the court of Justice Satish Chand Sharma yesterday. The Assembly's Secretariat has issued notices to these MLAs on a petition submitted by the Chief Whip Mahesh Joshi, who sought to initiate proceedings of disqualification of former Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot and the 18 MLAs for violating party whip. These MLAs had been given time till 1 o'clock this afternoon to submit their reply. Meanwhile, 3 audio tapes went viral yesterday related to the alleged attempt to destabilize the government by offering money to the MLAs. Special Operation Group SOG of Rajasthan Police has registered criminal cases and an inquiry has been initiated. Union Water Resources Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat today said an audio in a purported clip released by Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's camp last night is not his voice. More in this report.
After the audio clips surfaced, serious allegations have been made by the Congress on the 2 rebel leaders of the party and a senior leader of BJP. The Congress also suspended both its rebel leaders from the primary membership of the party and sought clarification from them. The Congress also accused BJP of conspiring against the state government. On the other hand, BJP has denied all allegations. State BJP President Satish Punia said that to save the chair, the state government is misusing ACB and SOG. The BJP also demanded CBI inquiry into the entire matter. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Hearing is underway in the division bench of the Rajasthan High Court on the petition of Congress rebel Sachin Pilot seeking dismissal of the disqualification notices served to him and his 18 loyalist MLAs. Meanwhile, a caveat application filed by the Chief Whip Mahesh Joshi in this matter will be heard by the bench first. The External Affairs Ministry has said the consular officers were not given unimpeded, unhindered and unconditional access to Kulbhushan Jadhav by Pakistan. In a statement, Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastav said, on the contrary, Pakistani officials with an intimidating demeanour were present in close proximity of Mr. Jadhav and consular officers despite the protests of the Indian side. He said it was also evident from a camera that was visible that the conversation was being recorded. The spokesperson said Mr. Jadhav himself was visibly under stress and indicated that clearly to the consular officers. The arrangements did not permit a free conversation between them and the consular officers could not engage Mr. Jadhav on his legal rights and were prevented from obtaining his written consent for arranging his legal representation. In the light of these circumstances, the Indian consular officers came to the conclusion that the consular access being offered by Pakistan was neither meaningful nor credible. After lodging a protest, they left the venue. Mr. Srivastav said it is clear that Pakistan's approach to this matter continues to be obstructive and insincere.
The government today said a total of 635,757 people affected by coronavirus have recovered in the country so far, and with this, the recovery rate reached 63.33%. In the past 24 hours, a record 22,942 people have recovered. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 3,42,473. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said a total of 34,956 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours, and with this, the total number of cases surged past the 1 million mark today. This is the highest number of fresh cases registered in one day since the outbreak of COVID-19 in India. In a single day, 687 deaths have also been reported, taking the nationwide toll to 25,602. Meanwhile, the Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, said a total of 333,228 samples were tested for coronavirus by various laboratories within 24 hours. In Odisha, in the wake of the rising COVID-19 cases, the state government has imposed complete lockdown in 4 districts from 9 p.m. tonight to midnight of 31st July. The lockdown will be enforced in Ganjam, Jajpur, Cuttack and Khordha districts and Rourkela Municipal Corporation in the Sundargarh district. However, essential services will be permitted, while some offices of central and state governments would be allowed to function during the lockdown. A report.
Chief Secretary of Odisha Asit Tripathi said that the COVID-19 caseload is high in 4 districts, Ganjam, Jajpur, Cuttack and Khordha and Rourkela Municipal Corporation area. Around 66% of caseloads have been reported from the 4 districts and 90% of cases in the Sundargarh district from the Rourkela area. He said aggressive surveillance will be conducted in these areas to contain the spread of the virus. The utmost priority will be to identify symptomatic patients, test and isolate them. Moreover, the government has prohibited the entry of people from other districts to these 5 hotspot districts. During this lockdown, vegetables, groceries and milk shops will be allowed to remain open from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Public transport and private vehicles to and from airports, railway stations and bus terminals will be allowed for facilitating the movement of passengers. Petrol pumps, CNG stations, LPG distribution will also be allowed. Meanwhile, the state's total confirmed cases crossed the 16,000 mark following the addition of 718 positive cases in the last 24 hours. Itishri Singh Rathore, AIN News, Cuttack.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar today reviewed the situation of the spike in number of positive cases of coronavirus in the state. Mr. Kumar appealed the people not to panic and said the recovery rate of the state is better than the national average. The Chief Minister said that the target of 10,000 tests per day has been achieved and it should now be increased to 20,000. He said those going for home isolation should be given pamphlets during registration so that they know how to isolate themselves at home. Meanwhile, positive cases has mounted to 21,558. Altogether, 14,101 people have recovered from the infection so far. 7,289 patients are under treatment in various hospitals across the state. 180 people have lost their lives in the state so far. Over 3,47,000 tests have been conducted in different parts of the state. Recovery rate in the state stands at 65%. Mizoram reported 5 new positive cases of coronavirus in the last 24 hours. With this, the total has reached 272, while active cases presently stand at 112. 160 have recovered so far in the state.
Karnataka has the country's highest doubling rate of 10 days in COVID cases. With a fatality rate of 2%, it holds the 9th place, and with 5% positivity rate, it occupies the 12th place in the country. In the last 5 days, the state COVID growth rate is 7.3% and recovery rate stands at 38.4%. Bengaluru urban district is hit the hardest with 18,828 active cases and 507 deaths due to COVID. The Bengaluru City Mayor Gautam Kumar has requested Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa to extend the lockdown duration from the present 1 week to 14 days to contain the virus. A report.
The new cases in Bengaluru urban has spiked to 11,406 in the last 7 days. The government is making efforts to increase the COVID tests and arrange beds, ambulances and other facilities. Among 30,655 active cases in the state, only 26.6% are symptomatic and 73.40% are asymptomatic. There are 8 COVID care centers in Bengaluru with 2,624 beds for keeping asymptomatic patients. The Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar has tweeted that with over 9 lakh COVID RT-PCR tests, Karnataka is among the top states to conduct maximum tests. The state is doing 297 tests per million population, which is much higher than 140 per million population recommended by WHO. Apart from these, the Bengaluru City Corporation has also taken up rapid antigen tests in the city. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
A start-up incubated in the Indian Institute of Technology Madras has developed a portable hospital. The students involved in the project say the modular structure can be installed anywhere within 2 hours by just 4 people. Called Medicab, the portable structures can be used to screen, isolate and treat COVID-19 patients even in remote locations. More from our correspondent.
The pilot project of the portable hospital has been successfully launched in Wayanad district in Kerala recently. The structure is foldable and has 4 zones: a doctor's room, an isolation room, a medical ward and a twin-bed ICU, maintained at negative pressure. The former IIT Madras students who developed it say the micro hospitals can be deployed at very short notice at any place in the country at any time.
When COVID-19 struck humanity, Team Modulus realized the world required a better and faster health infrastructure. So, we developed a portable hospital unit for COVID-19 with negative pressure embedded in that. So, Medicab is first of its kind to be successfully registered under Central Drug Standard Control Organization, Medical Council of India. It was deployed and tested for negative pressure and its effectiveness as a rapid hospital solution for COVID-19.
The SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19 may spread like a wildfire, and the responses against it, like establishing hospitals, need to be even faster. One such solution to meet the need can be the Madras IIT incubated portable hospital. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
In Maharashtra, Jalna District Administration has adopted a new model of self-inspired COVID tests for the people who have fear in their mind about visiting the hospitals in the midst of a pandemic and testing charges. The administration has been urging people to come forward and get themselves tested. The district administration has provided the testing facility on 36 booths in Jalna city. More from our correspondent.
Due to the self-testing facility on 36 booths in Jalna city, many people who have cough, cold or fever are getting themselves tested with the help of the local corporators. Those who are considered to be in the high risk, like senior citizens with comorbidities, are given priority and their tests are being done on these booths. Due to timely detection of the disease, patients are getting right treatment on time, leading to the improvement in the recovery rate. Those tested negative are encouraged and have been told to instill confidence in others to come forward for the test. Due to these testing facilities, the burden on the hospitals is reduced and it is helping to change the mindset of the people about the disease. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Gujarat, a 4-member central team today visited Surat city, which is emerging as a new hotspot in the state. The team comprises Director of New Delhi AIIMS, Dr. Randeep Guleria, Niti Aayog member Vinod Paul, Director General of ICMR, Dr. Balram Bhargav, and Additional Secretary in the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Aarti Ahuja. A report.
The team held a meeting with local authorities yesterday night. Today, the team members held a meeting with doctors, nurses and paramedical staff at civil hospital and reviewed the COVID-19 situation in the city. It also provided necessary guidance to the health teams regarding the treatment. The team members visited Katargam and Varacha areas which have emerged as a new COVID-19 hotspots in the city. Speaking with the media, Dr. Guleria said testing, contact tracing and proper treatment will help control the rising cases in the city.
पेशेंट की देखभाल करें, कॉन्टैक्ट ट्रेसिंग करें, टेस्टिंग करें, तो केसेस फिर आस्ता आस्ता कम होने लगे. कुछ दिन लगेंगे, पर मेरे को लगता है जैसे अहमदाबाद में हुआ है, सूरत में भी जल्दी ही केसेस कंट्रोल में आ जाए. इसीलिए हम एक वो पॉलिसी बना रहे हैं जिससे इंजेक्शन की होर्डिंग ना हो, इंजेक्शन आराम से सबको मिल पाए और जिनको जरूरत है उनको ही मिले.
With Lopa Darbar from Surat, this is Aparna Khun, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Ambuj Roy from the Department of Cardiology of AIIMS advises elderly people and those suffering from other diseases like hypertension and cancer to take extra precautions to avoid infection.
In the larger population, it has given them time to understand the seriousness of the disease, the precautions they need to take, how to live with this. They have practiced social distancing. The people who already have heart disease, people who have had brain strokes, people who have lung disease, people who have some kind of cancer, they're much more prone to a more severe form of the disease if they get the disease.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to deliver virtual keynote address at United Nations Economic and Social Council session this evening. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh visits forward posts in Ladakh, praises the troops, says they not only protect the border but also the pride of 130 crore Indians. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 63.33%. In Odisha, complete lockdown in 4 districts comes into effect from tonight to 31st July in view of rising COVID-19 cases. And in Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists killed by security forces in Kulgam district. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
The newly elected members of the Rajya Sabha will be administered oath or affirmation on the 22nd of this month. For the first time, administration of oath will be done in the chamber of the House during intersession. Subscribing to oath or affirmation is usually done either during the session or in the chamber of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha if the House is not in session. Some newly elected or re-elected members of the Rajya Sabha, like Dr. K. Keshava Rao and Tiruchi Shiva, are the chairmen of parliamentary committees, who, without being administered oath or affirmation, cannot convene the meetings of the committees. In view of the recent election of 61 members from 20 states to the Rajya Sabha and the requirement of social distancing, the oath or affirmation will be administered by the chairman in the chamber of Rajya Sabha. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has stressed on the need to reduce dependence on imports, increase production of healthy foods, pulses and oilseeds. Speaking at a function to celebrate the 92nd Foundation Day of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research (ICAR), the minister said at present India is surplus in food grain production due to the research contribution of the scientists and hard work of the farmers. He congratulated the farming community in the country for record production of crops, even during the lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic. The minister said palm oil production needs to be increased by research and increased cultivation.
Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar today said that the government has been able to rescue 121 animals in flood-hit Kaziranga. In a tweet, Mr. Javadekar said creation of highlands was a key initiative undertaken by the Narendra Modi government during the last 5 years. He said this year also the government is creating more to save the precious wildlife. Mr. Javadekar also lauded the efforts of forest officials and team of Centre for Wildlife Rehabilitation and Conservation, CWRC, for rescuing a young rhino calf who was separated from her mother due to high floods in Assam's Kaziranga National Park. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed JEM terrorists, including a top Pakistani commander, were gunned down by security forces in Nagnad Chimmer area of Damhal Hanjipora belt in South Kashmir's Kulgam district this morning. Senior Superintendent of Police Kulgam, Gurvinder Pal Singh, said that a joint team of Kulgam Police, Army's 9 Rashtriya Rifles and CRPF 18th Battalion launched a cordon and search operation based on specific intelligence input about the presence of terrorists in the area. He said that as the joint team of security forces approached towards the suspected spot, the hiding terrorists fired upon them, which was retaliated, triggering off an encounter that resulted into the killing of 3 terrorists. DIG South Kashmir Atul Goyal said that the 3 slain terrorists belong to terrorist outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed and one among them is a Pakistani terrorist.
The Supreme Court today refused to entertain a public interest litigation PIL seeking uniform education having a common syllabus and curriculum for all children aged between 6 to 14 years across the country. A bench headed by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud said these are policy matters and cannot be decided by the court. The Apex Court asked the petitioner to approach the government with the plea. The PIL has sought directions to look into the feasibility of establishing One Nation, One Education Board by merging the Indian Certificate of Secondary Education Board and the Central Board of Secondary Education. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. Lieutenant General Ved Chaturvedi, rheumatologist, Sir Gangaram Hospital, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. The third edition of weekly news magazine Sanskrit Saptahiki will be broadcast at 7:10 a.m. on the 18th of July on 24/7 FM news channels of All India Radio. It can be heard on 100.1 MHz frequency with a repeat broadcast on Sunday at the same time. The program will be live streamed on www.newsonair.com, News on AIR official YouTube channel, and can be accessed at AIR News Alerts on Twitter.
Death toll in Bhanushali building mishap in Mumbai has reached to 6 after one more body was recovered from the debris of the building. Some part of the old building in Fort area of Mumbai had collapsed yesterday. According to NDRF sources, 18 people were rescued and 3 of them sustained injuries. In another mishap, 2 persons died after a portion of a chawl collapsed yesterday in a suburban Malad in Mumbai. Now let us take a look at today's weather. The national capital Delhi may witness thunderstorm with rain today. The minimum temperature was recorded at 30 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 37 degrees. Mumbai will generally have cloudy sky with moderate rain. The city witnessed a minimum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and will have a maximum of around 29 degrees. In Chennai, the temperature will hover between 25 and 31 degrees Celsius. The city will have a cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The metropolis had a minimum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature will be nearly 34 degrees. In Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while maximum will be around 34 degrees. The city is likely to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Srinagar, the temperature will hover between 18 and 32 degrees Celsius. The city is expected to witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Gilgit, the minimum temperature was recorded at 15 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 28 degrees. It is expected to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Muzaffarabad may also see partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The place witnessed a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, while maximum temperature will be around 37 degrees. Chandigarh will see a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was recorded at 28 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature will be around 34 degrees. Bengaluru is expected to have temperatures between 21 and 29 degrees Celsius. Generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers expected in the city. Ahmedabad will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature in the city was 26 degrees Celsius, while maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees. Bhopal will have thunderstorm with rain today. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 32 degrees. Partly cloudy sky with possibility of 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers in Patna is expected.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to deliver virtual keynote address at United Nations Economic and Social Council session this evening. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh visits forward posts in Ladakh, praises the troops, says they not only protect the border but also the pride of 130 crore Indians. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 63.33%. In Odisha, complete lockdown in 4 districts comes into effect from tonight to 31st July in view of rising COVID-19 cases. And in Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists killed by security forces in Kulgam district. And with that, we end the midday news.